It's time.
Would you send over?
I thought I sent some
things?
a tweet, a tweetier.
A sashimi? Sahumi? All right. What was next? Clippy clips. Oh, we got some good ones too. I really wish Steve was here. For the fact that there's some O-line breakdowns that I would love to get his
Is that going to be this first one?
Oh, it's one of them. So, but we're going to rely on Cole for some of that.
I can do it.
I can do it. Let's cut to it. All right, first one, Dolphins, Eagles. I think this one's designed around, I don't know if they can hear or not. They can, right? I think so. I don't remember. I'm muted.
We can't.
Just in case. I'm pretty sure this is a zone, but look at this play from a defensive standpoint is a nightmare. This is a designed cutback. Look how beautiful this is.
This is Denver Broncos 101, bud.
Okay, well, I'm not a Broncos fan, but this
No,
is
I mean, that's just
beautiful.
their zone blocking scheme.
Yeah, but with the crackdown and the design cutback, which
Because everybody's just blocking down left. And then the beautiful part about that is that you have the
pure.
the fullback, or no, it's the tight end in motion. One of these two guys, they're using tight ends as fullbacks these days,
Right.
so like the numbers get confusing to me. But when he flows and then gets this kick out block, is what really opens everything up, because it's flow. But so the fullback is also running counter,
Yeah,
which is what makes 42 blockable.
yes, because then the crackdown comes down. He has to fill.
Correct.
And then it's this corner way out here or safety. I don't know what they ran.
Over pursues.
Over pursues because.
But even if he doesn't, when you run back,
it's
the
one-on-one.
cutback is going to be one-on-one against 42 who's engaged in a block.
Yeah.
So
All right.
it's
So
still gonna
safety
be
walk
12
down.
yards.
That is a corner. This is a safety walking down into the box.
Right. So
Playing linebacker.
But right here,
He's in his gap.
the reason they can do this, though, is because 81 gets to go all the way to the outside linebacker, and the receiver can come in and get the safety, which is normally not the case
And then
because
he's
you don't
got-
get that much flow.
He's got one-on-one. This is tough because if he fills here, he's going up the field.
Correct.
Right.
He technique-wise, you want to make him bounce it. He had to come down to make him bounce. Because if not, he's going right up the seam.
Yeah, but he's not. But he's got. I don't know. I disagree with that because you've got the free safety
So
coming
you-
down to fill that lane. I mean, you tell me if I'm wrong from a defensive scheming standpoint. Right there, 37.
I mean, no, you don't give up leverage.
37's got to keep leverage.
He's got to keep leverage.
and let the
Yes.
linebacker or let the safety, the free safety who came, or the strong safety who came down, and the free safety who's
And
coming
everyone
down.
else. No, you're right. And everyone else come in.
He's
but
gotta-
he could not have shot hard.
No,
I think he was in okay.
He was not in good position
He was okay if he
overran
could have
here.
he could have
already
kept
had
him going lateral rather than allowing him to beat him to the corner. He came down too far, and it allowed him to beat him to the corner. If he would have been X amount of yards back, he could have kept him going lateral and ran him to the sideline.
but all of that,
His angle of attack was wrong.
all of that is
Right.
scheme though too. Is like the
was
whole scheme is based on. Well, look at 73 hold.
This?
What a cheater!
It's not holding. Yeah, that's holding. I don't know if they called it. But
No, they didn't,
That's holding.
and he wasn't going to make that tackle. But like they could, and that could change the scope of game, and that's why I hate holding as a.
absolutely.
Like, generally speaking, as a penalty, holding is dumb unless it directly impacts what's going on with the play.
Absolutely. So my favorite, as a linebacker, this feels so good, and we're going to play it at least for the next hour and a half.
I'll be leaving.
I'll be leaving. This is, you want to talk about laying the boom and
Hit stick.
flat out just hit stick. This is it.
Well, that's a great, first of all, great cut by the running back, though.
Oh, great cut, yeah. But get some.
I need to slow it down.
I can
I need
watch
to
this.
slow it down right. Can you slow it down, like, right before the hit? Like, there.
Look at that.
I mean, he's not in great tackling position.
If his arms were out,
Or his head was up.
his head's up. It's on the football. His face mask going right at the football, which is, I don't think, by the way, coached anymore.
I'm really impressed.
That's
that
what
he-
I was always coached as. Put your face mask on the football.
I was
coach
always
rugby now,
I
but-
was more impressed when I saw this play from the position that he hit him that hard in, because it doesn't look like he gets loaded. Like when you're watching the play, he doesn't
live,
get
yeah.
loaded up.
But he's
and,
loaded.
Like no, he is, but like he doesn't get
He's
a lot
not.
of downhill.
Oh, no.
It was just boom,
Yep.
boom. Like
So someone put on Twitter is like, this looked like Sonic the Hedgehog when he gets the coins knocked out
Yeah.
of him.
absolutely.
Oh, it's just great. It's just great. We gotta love it. Legal hit, everything great.
Yeah.
I don't know why the running back flopped like that, but
Like
He's trying to barrel roll to get to the ball. I
just
think that's
got
why he
his- I
flopped.
feel like he just got his momentum back, and he was not
life
expecting to
was
get his.
like, oh Lord, love it. Love me some of that. So
In
that
his mind, after he made that cut, that was going to be a 15-yard gain after he broke that tackle.
he didn't see him.
No.
Oh no.
But
No,
I mean, you want to know why he's flopping around. That's why he's flopping
let's get back
around.
to it. Like he didn't see that guy. He
No.
sees his blocker
Right.
and whoever's next. Yeah, that was great.
Well, he blended in with the grass.
Yeah, green jerseys is cheating.
Snipered him.
Oh boy, I don't know what I just did. I want to go back to this. I want to go back to our chat. Oh boy, I broke it.
It's broken.
Anyways, I just wanted everyone like
Oh, yes.
for our fit. Yes, we'll throw golf in here as well.
Mm-hmm.
Water left, water right, water short. 220 yards of a par 3, 0 balls in the water. Are you kidding me? Out of 10 total strokes that you hit, 10 hits on this, how many go in the water for you? From
8.
220.
8.
I'll say half.
I'm easily in that 6-7 range without even thinking about it.
I
club are you
wasn't
hitting?
even hesitating.
What club are you hitting?
From 220? 5 iron?
Now I don't know where the flag is
So,
on this point. Maybe
That's
we'll say
100.
middle.
So there were 120 golf shots hit into that hole this weekend.
And
0 were hit in the water.
see, this is where, and the announcers were talking about this when I was watching it too. This is where when PGA pros have to focus on a shot, like there's no other thing that they need to do but hit that green.
Right.
That's how good they can be.
And when there's no wind.
Well, yeah, yes, weather perfect, but like when they have to be really good,
Mm-hmm.
this is what you see.
Mhm.
You go get all 3 of us. We'll throw Flynn in there too. Get all 4 of us. 120 shots.
Yeah, there's.
I would hope we can get 20 on the green.
Oh,
on the
Oh,
green.
we get
on
20.
the green, not safe.
out of 120, perfect conditions. Rory hit 6 iron in there. I can get my 4 iron there.
I said
I
I
hit it.
I'm
That's not the
I said I'm
hitting
hitting my 5 iron, which is technically like a juiced up.
Getting there
4 almost.
isn't the issue, boys. It's the stopping it. It's the stopping it for me. All right, what else do we got? Oh yeah, here we go. Here we go again, boys. Back-to-back weeks. This play shows up again. Another injury on a defender. So last week we had this. Now what do you think about it?
I mean, he's still high enough at his thighs. Watt's in way better position. He's at least lowering his shoulder, trying to meet the guy.
He's trying to take on the cut block. Like, if you don't get that leg out of the way, though, like,
You have to bail your leg. And
where do you
it's a
go
trap.
with it, though? Do you jump?
No, you dead leg. You just fly your legs out and fall over,
Right.
like what he did with his back leg. I mean,
Which
he
is
did it.
exactly-
Actually he did it.
With his back leg.
He just got hit,
Which
but
is
a
exactly what
little
happened
early.
in the Miami game. I
But,
mean,
like,
that guy
what-
just went
like,
dead
you're
legs.
not
Got
lower
stuck.
than that guy. Why are you trying to take that block on like that? I feel like that was the same thing that happened to the other guy.
Like you're done. You're
He
beat.
he tried to be.
You're
He
beat.
tried to be. He just got beat lower.
Right,
You don't. But you don't get lower. Like beating this block is you don't. This block you don't beat by getting lower. You get hands on.
correct.
But
You
he
got
got too deep at this point.
But
he
both of
needs
them
to
did the
fall
whole
over.
like tuck the shoulder thing, and it's like know what block. I mean, you know what kind of block he's about to throw. Like, there's only one block they're teaching on this play.
Yeah.
There's a lot of people though that get frustrated with like this being a tight end. I think it's Hawkinson right now, maybe.
So would you
but like
consider
this guy's basically a lineman? Why is he?
That's a trap.
Why is he able to do this? You know, he's big enough. Just put your body in front of him. That kind of stuff. Yada yada yada.
Coming from a fullback, pounding your head against DNs repeatedly is insanity.
Would you consider that block from the belt buckle of the blocker between 10 and 2, the angle of attack?
No.
I don't even know what to.
I think he's sitting right at about 9 o'clock.
So stop right there. At the point of attack,
right.
in talking to a collegiate official, and we
there?
are
Like
we are
this?
not sure
He ducked his head.
if this is an NFL rule or not, but
Okay.
the collegiate rule is that the angle of attack on a cut block inside the block or inside the box has to occur between 10 and 2. So steering wheel.
I'm thinking he's he's closer to 9.
Yeah, but not.
He's at 1
9.
o'clock. Because
Right.
you got to think the angle of the camera is this way.
Right.
It technically should be
And
straight
he
on.
can't be at
You're
9.
coming down.
I mean,
the
he would
line.
either be at 3. Like
I guess I'm looking with the camera angle, so you're right.
This is the
if I'm
block.
looking camera angle, I'm thinking 9 o'clock.
If you're running at,
He's
close
at like
right now,
11.
I'm coming right at you.
No, the clock. No, I'm not talking about the defender. I'm talking about from the belt buckle of the blocker.
Yeah, he's probably at 11.
The defender's at 11.
I don't understand. I don't understand what's happening.
Midnight.
What a dumbass way
midnight
to
is
say a
straight
rule,
at
by
him.
the way.
That's
Midnight
outstated
straight at
in
him.
the-
That's stupid.
Midnight
he
straight
make
at him.
sense?
He's between 10 and 11 o'clock would be my...
Right. The defender is now at 2
Two-ish.
o'clock from the offensive belt buckle.
Ish.
Yeah, probably pretty
So the
close.
attack angle on this would be 2 o'clock.
Sure.
If it's not,
Okay, I'm thinking where my
does
belt
a ref
buckle's
see
pointed
this
based
live?
off of...
How do you see that live?
it's judgment. And then obviously refs are now told to make the judgment based off player safety. So therefore, if they think that
So this is illegal. Well, maybe.
no, that would be legal.
borderline.
I think it's more so if he were to turn out, like, come in at the coming in to me is at
On
the
the
side,
side. Yeah.
because that's 3 and 9 or behind,
No.
and he's not
He's actually going at.
because 3 and 9 are going to be direct angles.
Yeah.
Like if my belt buckle's here, 3 and 9 are here.
Yeah.
So I have to hit the side of that guy.
Why couldn't
Yes.
they just say that?
I was going different. I was going
Like,
where
Just
my
say
belt...
that,
And that's
yes.
where, but like that's
Yes,
the
what it is.
picture is that I am not hitting that guy in the side of the knee. I am attacking kneecaps, not sides or backs.
Yeah, I was going where my belt buckle, if I was Hawkinson, where it would be pointed. That's where I
But
was
you know what I'm
wrong.
talking-
Yes.
yes. Like
My only issue here, coming from someone who has blocked before, two things is actually one issue is his head's down.
Yeah.
That's my issue. He ducks his head.
but there's
Okay.
nothing. But he's just going into a roll. You're gonna keep
Correct.
your head up when you're rolling.
No, but you should keep your head up longer than he did.
But
I
he's
don't-
not
I don't
going.
think it did
His
that.
helmet
No,
is
no,
going
no.
like
I
he's
agree.
he's
He's going
rolling
across
He's
into-
only
body.
going to hurt
Yeah.
himself at that regard.
Yeah.
Now,
I mean,
the thing that everyone is going to talk about is attacking a leg. He's attacking the outside leg.
correct.
Watch. His
And
angle is going
Again,
at the
Watt
outside leg.
throws just like the other defender.
Yeah, he's going in his
throws-
right.
They both threw the knee that got attacked directly to the cut
Which if
and
you're
knew
if
it was
you're-
coming in on.
If you're taking on something, that knee's going to be there.
But you just said, how do we take on
Are
cut
you-
blocks
Why
as a
is
defender?
hands not there?
Right. So you
Hands.
can't blame the offense for you not properly taking on. You know a cut block's coming. You can see him brace for
Yes.
it.
Are you taught
Hands.
as a fullback in this situation or a tight end in this, whoever's making that block, are you taught to go towards his interior leg? So
because you want to go
right.
across their body.
Right.
You want to get as much
Right.
of your body.
So
front
you're,
of their body.
but you're taught in this case, I'm going to hit his right because then that opens that hole up more.
Correct.
Rather
If I
than
go
hitting
towards
him in
his
his
outside,
left,
he's
then
just
I
going
push him
underneath.
right in.
He's going.
Well,
Well,
he
he's
could
go-
just run.
He's
out.
just going
Right,
around
I'm
you.
pushing you right. Yes. Okay.
But the thing
I'm breaking dummy down.
So I'm
got you.
squared.
I got
I'm
you.
squared to you. So
Yep.
if I'm attacking to block you, you're at 12. If I'm attacking to block Stoy, he's at 1. Here would be 2. So like the guy would have to be here, or you would have to be coming from here in order to be blocking me.
Watt would have had to come down more, and Hawkinson would have had to completely turn his body and go directly sideways.
And my point to that is exactly what Stoy's talking about with using your hands. Is the way to protect yourself from that is using your hands, of which I can only use my hands. I can't use my hands to protect, but I can use my hands to protect myself here. I can use them here, here, and here. And so like that makes sense hearing you say that, of like implementing that with the rule.
Makes sense.
Okay, so now we need to start seeing defenders protect themselves.
Yeah.
Like offensive guys
We're taught that. So, I mean, so many now.
So defensive guys, like linemen like that, even if you're an edge rusher like that, like if you're in the trenches, you're hand fighting with guys, right? You're using your hands constantly. In that situation, if I see a guy going down on my left hand is probably coming down to club that guy's back.
No, you're going both hands. You want hands on so you can push your legs out. If you club the back, you're going to take out your legs still. You have to have both hands on because you need to push.
If I pull, so if my right leg is leading, okay, his left leg was leading, but you're going towards my right leg, right? And I come down and step through.
None of the techniques leading up to that would put you in the position
to where you're going
to do that.
Right.
They just wouldn't. That's not.
I'm strictly thinking, like, this is strictly like me being a wrestler in this situation.
You're thinking like leverage from
before
like
he got there,
if a guy shoots at you, you're thinking like
I'm
shot
100%
leverage.
doing that. Boom. Yeah. I'm
right. But the other thing is in wrestling, that guy is not going to try to roll through his block or through his takedown. He's going to shoot
more often than not.
Where you can, so like, because where the injury happens is on as the defender gets to
his back. Yeah.
His roll, he's running in to the left leg, and like a wrestler would be shooting through the initial leg that he's aiming at, so he would never even run into to the other leg because he's shooting through. Because if he doesn't, you're just going to jump on him and he's going to be on his back for a pin.
I'm looking, like I said, I'm looking at it from that standpoint, thinking I could. And this is slow-mo, me thinking, and this isn't real time, but I'm saying I'm clubbing.
But I think because of how the offensive player doesn't care that he's going, what position he ends up on, other than he just wants to make contact with your lower half, that like that defeats what you would possibly be trying to do.
And the reason I said technique prior to would not allow you to do that. Watt's job is to get inside of this. His gap is here. Not here.
Right.
So if he flailed, that cutback's open. His gap is inside. Technically, his line is supposed to be taking on and getting underneath of him.
Because Watt does his job.
His job is done because that gap's gone. There's no gap there. If he stepped out.
Why is that Watt's? Because Watt's an edge rusher. Why is that his?
So Watt came inside. You see the guy that's blocking 58? See how he's on Sewell's outside shoulder? So now Watt's
take this gap.
Takes that gap, and that guy has the outside gap. It's just a line game of some sort.
Yeah, there's technicalities.
Right. But basically, that's Watt's gap.
I guess the reason that I'm confused is I'm thinking from a very, very simple.
You're too simple.
Two simple X's and O's where a linebacker is coming down to fill that gap rather than Watt coming from the outside to fill that gap.
This linebacker he's got this guard.
And also, you have to understand that this play dictated Watt to come down like that too, because he's unblocked at the snap on purpose
for this.
So then he has a specific read based on being unblocked that he is now fulfilling a different role than he was had it been a pass or had it been a toss play or
coming to the A gap or whatever. Now, he's filling the A gap.
Let's not get it twisted. This is not an RPO type situation. This is a direct handoff.
Correct.
Because of this guy.
Well, and you can watch the blocking technique.
He's not going to pull that.
Right.
Because there is now an unblocked force defender out there. But yes, this is his gap. He's technically solidified his job. You've got a linebacker back here.
Correct. That's peeling
who's getting blocked actually by this guy.
by the guard.
Yep. So he did his job. He just could have done it in a fashion that probably didn't hurt himself. He's not going to say that was it wasn't even an error. He just could have been perfect.
Mm-hmm.
That's the nitty-gritty thing we're talking about.
Right.
He could have been perfect and not got hurt.
Mm-hmm.
He could have also done this 100,000 times and still not got hurt.
Right.
But that's why he can't do that swipe. If he does, this running back has an entire gap right up the defense's hole.
I mean, that hole is huge regardless. So he had no
It
what
was small.
No, he got tackled for a loss on that play,
It was-
or like
that's
a
a
yard
small-
gain.
that
from
close.
there. If Watt would have come here, that hole is huge.
right,
You could drive a bus through that hole the way it was.
Correct.
It was blocked correctly up front. It was just Watt
good
came
job.
down.
And it was a good defensive stop there by the Steelers. Anyways, let's get more defense. Defensive line. Oh man, this is just it's just beautiful.
Like him not getting blocked.
It's the whole a series of plays. First of all, center. You got to do more here.
Yeah, but it's reach. They're all reach blocking. He's got to get to the linebacker.
Yeah,
Although
he's
depending
gotta
on
give a better
depending on
stab.
this scheme,
He's already lined in your gap.
You
Can't
gotta
you
stab
at
him.
least
it's just
scrape, or you got to get to the next level
He's
anyways.
gotta-
Just put
He tried to. Well, no, he already
he
tried.
didn't give him punch.
He didn't punch.
He
at
needed a
all.
punch. I needed a punch.
He needed a punch.
If he gets a punch,
Now,
that guy's
is
shoulder
he
turns,
late?
and then the guard has a chance.
Now is the guard late? I
Yeah, but
think,
he's already
off the snap.
slanted.
Oh, he is. Yeah, he's tilted.
That guard doesn't have a chance without a punch.
see. That's what I asked. I'm like,
doesn't.
okay, from
Although I actually think
from a center
he is
standpoint.
slightly late because look, everyone else has moved ground.
Well, so his
He's
left foot's
stuck.
up.
Yeah, but I mean, I think he's slightly late. But however, you need a punch there. You just need a punch.
Also, if you
Great
see
play
that
by
that
90.
guy's slanted, you can't be slightly late.
No, and you need a punch. That's a help me.
Punch!
Help me.
Help!
All right, so next play. This is three plays in a row. 3 plays in a row. We're watching.
So they must have held on
think
that
it's that
last
guy.
one.
My guy right here. Nope, it's that guy. They actually
It was the same guy.
Okay,
It's number
timeout.
90. It's the same guy the whole time.
No, not only it's not number 90, it's the guy. It's the right guard. It's terrible.
So we found it.
It's the left guard in this situation.
No, it's
No,
not.
it's number 60 again.
Just destroyed. Oh my.
No, they are literally strictly talking about number 90 blowing up number 67 on the left-hand side.
I get that, but my eyes went here.
Right. This blows as soon as he gets there, this play is blown up.
Right, but this whole clip was talking about number 90 blowing him up straight back into the
Which
backfield.
also is not. I mean,
Also,
not good.
if 60
They
gets,
got beat on
But
both
here's
guards,
the
just
thing.
got
Guys,
Here's the
destroyed.
thing, though. At least 67 gets in the way because if 60 makes his block, this is a front side run, and 67's block is like whoever number 90 runs over. Like number 90 is not even in this play. If this play goes where
Now,
it's supposed to,
This is a stunt.
Between 60 and 74.
He is slanting.
right?
Is
but
that worse?
By the way, the
60
center's not doing any justice here either.
Again.
Because he's going to slant into him. You got to be aware of that.
This play should go right between 60 and 74. Right now, 88 should overtake. 74 should slide up. No, actually,
no.
60 should stay on. 70 should slide up to the linebacker.
Here.
Yep.
He's got to stay outside, which would pick him up.
Yes.
And it hits
And that ball
right
should
here.
hit right up there for a 4 to 6 yard gain.
Yes. But it
That's
gets
that center.
destroyed.
That center pushed that guy
Yeah, but
deeper
watch-
into watch the center
get it.
push him deeper into the play. Like he pushes him into blowing up
Well,
the
no,
play
he-
even
he-
more.
he didn't-
Correct.
Well, he does
So
because he
I'm
gets
not sure who's
surprised.
worse, the center or the right
Right.
guard. Yes. That's what it comes
You
down
know what
to.
the problem is for the Bucks is the fact that this guy's their backup because they lost their top 2.
Oh, right.
That's not good for Brady.
I don't-
This
this
is
is-
bad.
Got work.
I love it.
Do
I love it.
This is a great transition. Do we have a picture of the new Tom Brady?
No, but he can pull one up and put it in.
Have
there
you seen
while I'm
him
going through-
since he came back to camp after 11 days off? Tom Brady went and got plastic surgery.
Oh boy, look that up. All right, here we go. The last play of this series because they keep going backwards.
Okay. This one's funny. Tom Brady by the end of the season, and this is the picture that
Yeah, hold on. Send it into the Twitter. Oh,
Oh, no. You need to find. So there's
I will find the
Tom
real one.
Brady last year, Tom Brady now, and then there's that. It's a 3.
all right. So we're highlighting here. Clearly, these 3 interior guys are having It's a rough
Trouble.
series.
So we blocked
So far, right now, ball snapped. He's clearly already overcompensating from the previous play.
Correct. 67's getting beat again.
67 is getting driven back. Yes. He is already on the back foot. By the way, I just want everyone to know, like, people sometimes wonder why quarterbacks get out so fast and why running backs look so slow coming out. Why don't they just hit it downhill?
Right.
You can answer to that more than I can, but you have to get out because of things like this.
Right.
Look
Because
at
that
this.
guy's trying to step on my foot.
Or did.
Yes. Also, where do you want the running back to get downhill right here?
Where? Yeah. What is he going to do?
Run up some ass.
Yep. So you have to have patience. That just gets game over from the back step already.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Running back now has the ball going downhill, air quotes for those that are listening. Where are you going? Where do you go?
The problem is there was 1.5 guys that won on blocks. You have 6 guys blocking. That means you had 4.5 guys who lost.
Who won? Loss.
60.
Loss.
I would say 60 actually won. And I would give the other guy a half just because the only thing he's in charge of there is making sure that end rushes up.
Oh, that's fair. He did win because he overtook him. Yes.
Correct. So
His
like
gap's here. Yep.
And
Correct.
like 70 hasn't won yet, but he cheated so bad that he's not able to get the next block.
Cheated so bad.
Look, he's facing the sideline and
his shoulders are not supposed to be that way.
Yeah, it is correct.
Okay.
So that guy was at 3. If he would have cut block him, it would have been.
I take it back. The other guy didn't win because the defensive end also gets in on this tackle. So.
And so we had one actual
One guy
successful.
win.
This guy.
We had
and
one
70,
win.
but the linebacker at this point, it's mute point. It's mute. It's game over.
Right. He got to his
Guys,
guy.
That was. I know this whole clip was about 90 destroying people and having a good motor. This wasn't about 90.
Right.
This was about the guard position.
But
poor play.
This is a very good example of like today we had cuts. And I don't know, are we getting into cuts this segment or next one?
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll next segment.
Okay, so but just a quick purview into that is like when coaches are watching film, they can see when the other team did bad that allowed you to do good. And so like you might have seen like some of your favorite guys have success in the preseason. Yeah. But if they did it against bad technique, if they did it against significantly lesser skill, and like when teams did it right against them, they didn't have the success. Right. That's why your guy is getting cut.
The only thing I can grade specifically, because this clip's for 90, his motor's great. His get-off's good. Maybe good to great. It's good for sure. Right here, does nothing. But he gets off, but he missed the tackle.
How to make the tackle?
Ends up making the tackle. Because the other guys, but whatever. He'll get a half. Again, his get-off's good. His motor's good. This interior is like, they have more energy than their ends did coming off the ball.
The other guy won that play, though. We talked about that. 96 won that play.
Again, I want everyone to watch these get-offs, and we'll rerun it so you can watch the ends. But these two, it's actually really both of them, in my opinion, their get-offs are more aggressive. Now, this left end actually did on that play. But their get-offs, that you can grade them on.
Yeah.
You can grade them on their technique. He got actually destroyed on that one. 90 did on that play. 98.
90. Long sleeves.
This
6.
guy.
Yeah.
This guy.
No.
Their other guy.
Oh, yeah. The 3 tech.
They switched.
Sorry.
They
He went
switched.
back on the other play.
They went strong to the other side.
But that's what you can grade them on. You can't grade them on the fact that these are quality. Now, they might be.
Yeah.
Bad series happens to all of us.
I mean, 74, isn't that worse?
But that wasn't great. I just got to show this Homa.
But he wasn't part of the issue.
Right. But what I'm saying is like, now from a Bucks standpoint, you're seeing those guys, maybe you were high on them before and you're like, oh, why are we cutting them? Because who knows if 90 is a top tier guy and they're still getting first team reps in that situation and they're getting beat up.
The fact is, knowing the struggles that the Bucks have on the interior, these guys probably, one of them made the roster. And
And ultimately,
That
all of them may
sucks.
have made the roster simply because you didn't have the numbers.
Yes.
So, like,
And I don't follow the Bucks. Don't give a shit about them. Hope they all die and lose. Not die.
oh, jeez.
That was aggressive.
Yeah, it was.
Lose every game.
What did you have about Homa?
But I just want to show this.
Did you
tweet.
find the Brady picture?
Yeah, I
Yeah,
sent
he
it.
sent it. We're getting
Okay.
there. Homa tweet. Since the new tour got new players, I'm curious who got booted. I'm sure they will still get paid, and that's got to be a tough feeling, especially if they haven't played that bad, but just aren't popular enough to make the list. Interesting to see how they do that going forward. Could you imagine that?
That's my whole thought, though.
Right?
Did they-
You said that way.
You knew what you were getting into, like that.
Didn't they bring in the qualifier?
No, not yet. I don't think.
I
Well,
thought they
I
did
mean-
it last week.
No, but I think they already set they set it at 48.
No, I think it's for next year.
I think it's next
I
year.
thought they did it. For whatever
For
reason, I
Boston?
thought they did it
Okay,
in Massachusetts.
but
But they did.
if
do
they
it for this
did, we
one.
wouldn't hear about it because it's live.
Right. Well, I don't.
They
think
don't-
They
they
did
don't
it
announce
this week
anything.
because the 6 at plus that came out, they're in. Those other guys are automatically out. So we'll see what happens there. We'll see what happens there. Okay. Get to some Vikings talk. This is all you, Ryan.
So this was actually a decent signing at the beginning of the year. We don't even necessarily have to go that deep into this.
No, it's the.
It's mainly I didn't put
Oh, you
that
didn't
one.
put
I
that
just
one
put
directly.
the I
That's
put the
fair. I'll
full
get to
ones
it.
in there. This was a decent signing, and they had gotten rid of, gosh, I can't even remember off the top of my head because he was just poor. So they went out, picked this guy up in March, thinking, okay, yeah, this is going to be our guy. Drafted a guy, okay, we'll get some depth. Maybe he'll mold in his way to this position. All of a sudden, he's like going crazy. Now they're just like, oh, okay, so a guy that we just signed, see ya. We'll just say conditional 7th rounder.
It's legit.
Which,
That happens.
again, it happens a ton. There was
Now we
another situation that we talked about. They made another trade, and it's one of the names that's on the list.
Look at it.
Um,
And we highlight this not to say this is a big deal. Obviously, we have a Vikings homer in the room, but also to understand what happens in the NFL, specifically like right now. Trade deadline, or not trade, Jesus. Cut deadline was at 4 p.m. So now we're into waiver wire. We're into getting our practice squads lined up, which is at 16, bigger deal. Something like this is good, right? Pittsburgh, a conditional 7th round.
for the guy
Not
that
even for a guy, just like that's a $1 out of someone's
yeah,
pocket.
but for
Just,
somebody
I'm
that
gonna
was
throw
pegged
that.
to be a starter
Yeah.
in a place like
Which
that's
is
a
good value.
good quality depth.
They don't have to worry about any waivers. They don't have to worry about any of that stuff. So they picked him up. Vikings said, "Hey, cool, we'll take a 7th rounder." They'll keep that conditional. Hope the guy makes the roster. We move on. But so overall, win-win. And this is what happens.
Right.
Guy beats someone out. Roster. We have to make moves. So you pulled up what is this?
This is a USA Today for the win. This is
For each team,
for each team. They're basically their main cuts that they made. Not everybody, but like kind of their bigger names.
We'll obviously go to our teams, but we stopped on the Cardinals. But he'll end up somewhere.
I mean,
just
for
awesome.
example, when we stop on ours, when we stop on my team, I might bring that person back up.
Obviously, a lot of Packers fans around that we know because we're local. Cut that guy only because he's a Packers fan. On Tate, we had, I'm pretty sure, like 14 receivers going into camp. So
You had to find one.
why? Why is that? Why would you guys bring that up?
I mean, Corey Clement, who
We'll
had
talk about betting later. It's fine.
Corey Clement, who had a ton of carries,
Billy,
couple, was it 2 years ago? And then Brett Hundley, who's been a kind of a career
So-
backup guy.
Somebody explained to me Hundley. Hundley was that dude's going somewhere.
because there
was talk that
they've got our boy. You got Lamar,
right.
and then you've got Huntley, right? They have a Hundley and a Huntley, I think. They drafted a guy, and he has to stay.
Is it Tyler Huntley?
I know we're not doing every team, but I know we just stopped here.
No, but
Pull up their depth chart real quick.
maybe that's why I was confused because I was
Lamar Jackson, Tyler
Tyler
Huntley.
okay.
They have
So
a
that's
Huntley and a Huntley.
But so they waived.
This was the
So they
former Packers.
here's
Yeah,
the
yeah,
thing.
yeah,
yeah.
They
Never
waived. They waived him.
UCLA guy.
They waived him, but they only have 2 quarterbacks, so it's going to be another situation where I'll get to it later, that they maybe bring him on the practice squad, but somebody's probably going to have him as a serviceable
I'm only going to
backup.
highlight Matt Hack because a couple of reasons here. One, the situation with the punters at the Bills, the punt god,
Ariaza
air
or what-
quote,
Yeah. Matt Ariaza.
with
is that who it is?
allegedly raping a 17-year-old girl in college with other dudes. That's crazy. However, my wife's hairdresser went to school with her. That's her brother. So I have a little connection there. A little connect
Cut.
to a punter. Cut. He's on the Colts, starting
Yes.
punter. So
Also-
he's living life. Actually, better situation in my opinion because the Colts are winning the Super Bowl. Market.
Uh-huh.
But look at this. Like,
But
Tavon
Bills,
Off.
look at the Bills cuts.
Those are that's
Name. They're all big. Those are big.
Those
names.
are all. At some point, those guys have. Every one of those guys has been an NFL starter.
yeah.
Fantasy
100%.
draftable NFL starter.
Well,
Yeah.
fantasy debatable.
Fantasy drafted NFL starter. Every one of those guys has been drafted
He's-
in fantasy.
Yeah, you're right.
Austin is the least amount, but
Correct. But that
People
I mean,
have
that's
streamed
why.
Barkley.
I wonder why, guys. Are the Bills' depth? Is it okay?
I can't believe O.J. Howard got cut just from a tight
They
end
said
depth-
he was
depth perspective.
abysmal in like
Apparently
practice
he's
and
just-
stuff like
Apparently,
that.
ever since
just done.
his injury,
Yeah.
he's been downhill. So
And then Duke
I mean-
Johnson's been in the league for a long time.
Maybe he
which he's
goes.
just old.
Maybe he goes
he'll
back.
be picked up somewhere. I mean, they're all of these guys are on a roster probably already.
Mhm.
In our opinion,
Yeah.
he is.
That just stuck out to me because those were like it's not usually
that's
names
good.
like
No,
that.
right.
I mean, even if you the Bucks have some on there once we get
Not
down there.
Surprised. Sorry, Nathan Peterman. You just throw it to me.
Chase Allen from the Cyclones was tight end. Also got cut from the Bears today.
Let's talk about your squad.
There's nothing to talk about there. We just
First
cut.
of all, fullbacks always get picked up.
Ryan Null.
That's fine.
We cut probably.
How many quarterbacks did you have then?
I don't know. We cut the quarterbacks that can't beat Minnesota on Monday Night Football in prime time. Not named Dak Prescott.
Does Cooper Rush have red hair?
That's so awesome. I'm
Does
sorry,
Cooper
but that's-
does Cooper Rush have red hair?
Absolutely.
That's great.
Yeah. So those guys didn't have red hair either.
Correct.
That's great.
So
We
By the
kept
way,
our red.
that's a
We
full
kept
red.
our red rocket.
exactly. Yep. So that checks out.
Squad.
This one's interesting.
Yeah.
Just the Philip Lindsay
Mhm.
part. Who's left? We got Vikings.
I mean, yes, but if you go down to
He's already on Ravens.
Mm-hmm.
if you scroll,
So far, that's only been Blake
the Dolphins. I mean, Sanu, Michelle.
Michelle, and Muhammad.
and
Sanu?
Sanu. This one was he was probably the best cut.
I don't know.
Best player cut.
He just hasn't been that good.
Why is it doing that?
I don't know why
It's
he's
weird.
doing that. It jumped all the way to your team without.
Well, it's right below him.
Oh, it's right
Oh.
below my.
Never mind. Never mind, guys.
It just
yeah,
knew.
It knew.
Obviously, Michelle
He's
will be on a
old.
team. Sanu will be on a team. He'll probably be on a team week. I would say by week
How
4.
how
But
often?
not week 1, not a week 2.
How often do you see wide receiver running back combo Lynn Bowden? Like that would be if Cordero Patterson got
Yeah,
cut like that.
Basically,
Yeah.
There's not a lot of guys. Percy Harvin would have
Something
been.
that a lot of people just
Debo.
won't know is veterans. If they are signed by week 1, they're on the roster week 1. They have this exemption.
Mm-hmm.
It's called a veterans exemption.
10 years in the
Exemption.
league.
Yep. That their whatever they sign for is fully guaranteed if they're week 1 roster. So you're not going to see. I think Michelle.
That's why
already
you're going to
picked
see a
up.
lot of the older names, though.
Good. Duke Johnson.
But
Yep.
you won't see them sign week 1. It'll be week 2,
Mhm.
3, 4.
Yeah.
Correct.
That's when you'll see them. And they know that. That's the game. But holy hell, let's get to the Vikings.
So there's a.
There's only one.
need
name.
to-
There's only one
It's
name.
just the quarterbacks
There's
that
only
make me
one
laugh.
name.
It's awesome.
So there two names on here like Sean.
I mean-
so for Sean Mannion because
Career
he's been a
backup.
long time backup. There's been a lot of talk of like Mannion just needs to go into
Whoa.
he just needs to go into coaching because he's a lot like they said he's a lot like Kevin O'Connell in a sense where he's
I'm sorry, guys. I didn't know that the mouse, when you shake it, gets bigger.
That's kind of cool.
That's kind of cool.
That is
Anyways,
cool.
I diverge.
He's apparently
touch
he's
it,
a
it
third
gets
stringer,
bigger.
second stringer, just doesn't have the athletic ability or quite the talent to just overpower anybody, beat anybody, and be the starter. They related him to Kevin O'Connell, super smart, super intelligent guy, could draw anything up and could be a very, very good mentor for people. So it's like, okay, maybe that guy's a quarterback's coach somewhere. They're like, he just needs to hang it up and go into coaching. Kellen Mond, he just hasn't done anything these past 2 preseasons.
He's not going to play. He's not going to get picked up anywhere.
No.
This is called a fail.
So
you want to like
you want to hear a fail? I will tell you a fail.
That's a fail. By the way, Cowboys, congratulations. You got your conditional pick.
Yes.
So that's good.
That's just what we needed. It's going to put us over the top.
I mean, it won't because you guys will lose in the playoffs. First round. Is what it is.
But
they signed, like when Mullins went, I knew Mullins was the backup.
Right.
By name.
I mean, he didn't even.
How many snaps did he get in the preseason?
0. He didn't take a preseason snap.
They signed him and said, you're the backup.
Who didn't take a preseason snap?
Nick Mullins did not take a preseason snap in Minnesota.
For the Vikings.
He
dressed as
amazing for the Raiders.
He dressed
in
as
the Hall of Fame game.
And the Niners. And
he dressed as a
he's better
emergency
than
guy.
Let's be real. Oh yeah, he had
so here was the 2021 draft class for the Minnesota Vikings. Kellen Mond, 3rd round cut. Chaz Surratt, 3rd round cut. Wyatt Davis, 3rd round cut. Pat Jones, different guy. Janarius Robinson, 4th round cut. So like
really good drafting.
Well, to be fair, it was
Zimmer. They're like, yep, see you never.
That's fair.
Oh. There it is.
But what it tells me is like, hey, maybe they go in this quarterback class that's good in college football. Get a guy, let him sit under Kirk Cousins for a year, and go with it.
All right. So before we go to another break, this is it. This is what you wanted.
So
can you explain to us what's going on here?
Tom Brady, I mean, over the years, the Tom Brady aging backwards is a huge thing. You see all the pictures from 20-plus years in the league, and it's
the
like
TB12 diet.
So, like, that's
Made a deal
original
with the
Tom.
devil.
But, I mean, this is basically, it was like, all of the memes are money can't buy looks and stuff like that, and Tom Brady is actually living proof that's not the case. Because that's Tom Brady on draft day. The next picture is Tom Brady in his last year with the Patriots.
See his body either.
Right, but you don't need to. Just look at the face. That those two guys could be mistaken as two completely different people.
Yeah.
Like if you told me one was his brother and one
Except
was
for
Tom,
the indent on the chin.
Right. Okay. So these are
That's it.
Drafted at the Patriots last year with the Patriots. Next picture.
Oh, there's a next picture? I didn't even know.
Tom Brady after 11 days missing from Tampa Bay.
Oh,
because he's got
There's
a lot
Botox here, at least.
Because he's got a lot of shit going on, is why he was gone from camp for 11 days, and he needed to get his cheeks shaved.
This was 3 years ago.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
4.
There's 20 years between that picture. No,
right, but I'm saying
17 years between.
I'm
that
saying
picture.
this is his 3rd or 4th season with the Bucks.
Third,
because he won, lost,
and now
this season.
He was gone for 11 days because he had a lot of shit going on. He is missing.
His lips are plumper.
He is missing part of his cheekbones, in my opinion. Maybe not. It looks like he shaved his cheeks.
This is
got
Botox.
a lip job and a forehead job.
Look at his forehead.
I want you to pull up the next picture that I just sent in there because it just makes me laugh.
This is Tom Brady. Oh, wait.
I think Tom Brady is as handsome as ever post facelift. Good for him.
He actually looks better.
Kevin Bacon, Tom
The middle
Brady.
picture is like that. What is that?
That's bad. You know what that is? That's a guy who just had 11 days of stress.
That guy, yeah.
I'm not saying
tell me
that
he didn't have more Facebook.
I'm not saying anything against.
Was it this
our
one that you were
wives,
seeing,
'cause
Cole?
I don't want to get in trouble.
That is the one.
But
and those are all from Tampa.
Yeah.
Can you put that in there?
I am right now.
There's stress on this face.
Yeah. Did you see his press conference?
No, I didn't. I don't care about the Bucs
No, I know.
or
But
Tom Brady.
it was simply because Brady was gone. He was completely away from the team. No practices. Didn't show up for games for 11 days.
Time out.
Thank you.
Before we get to anything else, the middle part? Why do you have a middle part? What is this?
That's going back to old school days. Didn't he have a middle part when he had long?
Did he get extensions? That's my question.
What is?
Because yes, it looks like he got
Plugs.
extensions.
Got plugs and
his cheeks are different.
Yes, that's what I'm saying. He got shit.
He also lost weight.
No, I think he got surgery, and it made him look like he lost weight because his cheekbones have gone from the original picture where they're this wide to now where they're thinner than his jaw.
And his forehead got work. Had to have. Wow, he looks different.
He looks like he just came out of the freaking loony bin.
I just want everyone to know that I'm fading the Bucks. They're not making
Because of this.
I mean, yeah.
Also, when he ran back on the practice field for the first time, he had his pads on and stuff.
Yeah.
He ran out there and started doing the suck it sign to all the guys.
Yep.
I mean,
first of all, I wasn't going to fade them before, and I'm really glad now that I have the Falcons being in the playoffs because this thing right here could fail hard. First of all, I think his own line's going to get him just absolutely crushed. And then you do this.
He lost so much weight.
He lost weight. A fake tan. What? That color is different.
Yeah.
This is you being out in the sun in Florida. You fake baked. Are you dying? Do you have? What is wrong with you? God.
I mean, that's a month apart.
I don't even know if it's a full month, but we don't know that. We digress. Okay. All right. Let's get back to us. All right. So moving on from the debacle that we will call Tom Brady, right? He's a good dude.
Tom Brady's face.
We've had 6 views. That's good. Why? What? I don't know how this thing works. All right. So let's have another break, and then we'll get into college football.
Yeah.
It's 6 o'clock. I do have a 7 o'clock meeting.
Oh, we're done.
But we back. All right, see you a little bit. Welcome, our Fireside Chat. This one's gonna be hot. A couple of topics will be overall trust in a relationship between your planner and yourself.
It's our job to figure out what's in the best interest for you.
We have to start this thing early.
How do I play this game patient enough to see this trade turn to fruition?
Real estate in general can have a lot of tax benefits to you.
Listen and subscribe to the No BS Wealth podcast on YouTube or wherever you get your podcasts.
It's time